beautiful people. Happy Friday. It's the weekend now. Donald Trump yesterday signed an executive order to reclassify marijuana, making it go from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug, right? Everything I share is for educational and fair use purposes only. And I'm going to get right into this video because I'm going on a road trip later today. Hang on for a second. Hey, Chakra Key Black. Trying to look at something here. I believe it's okay. So that would mean that we should be able to get marijuana from a doctor's office, right? But it would still be a controlled substance if it's Schedule 3. Let me get into this video. What's good with you, Chakra Key Black? Now, Detour. Hey, you made it to the stream. I told you I was going to come out earlier. I'm not going to be on here too long with you guys tonight because I'm going on a road trip to clear my mind, and then we're going to come back later and hopefully talk about Erica Kirk. But right now, let's focus on this. How you doing, Detour? Where's my video? Here we go. Okay, let's watch it because I haven't watched it yet, and I'm going to watch it with you if I can find it. Here we go. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Let me know if you can't.
Of next year.
So I've been having some difficulties.
If their doctors recommend them. Thanks to the hard work of the entire CMS team, especially Abe Sutton and Gita Dio.
Can y'all hear it?
At the Innovation Center, the accountable care organizations in this country working in Medicare will be able to provide these products, again, at no cost to patients. Medicare Advantage insurers, and we've been calling them, are also agreeing to consider CBD to be used for the 34 million Americans that they cover. If you can hear my voice and you're over 65, you should pay attention to this executive order because it's going to touch your life. Again, this all becomes active after the first quarter of next year. These CBD products must first meet local and state quality and safety standards. They must come from legitimate sources. They must abide by other regulations of those states. With these boxes checked, patients can be eligible for up to $500 of hemp-derived products each year. This is the first government-led testing of quality and outcomes for patients across different conditions, and it delivers on the need for more data collection and research into hemp usage. CMS is going to collect data. That's our job on the patients that are being given these products by their physicians. In accordance with all the privacy and security regulations, we're going to analyze that data. We're going to make it publicly available to everybody to be able to analyze with us. If it shows promise, we will expand access to these products to even more conditions amongst Medicare and Medicaid beneficiaries. I want to thank not just the Secretary, but Marty McCary. We want a lot of companies who are doing this research that approach the FDA for formal approval. That is the right way to move forward. And Jay Bhattacharya, who's hiding in the back, he rarely hides, but Jay runs NIH, and he's agreed to support initiatives to study the data that we're collecting. Howard Kester, God bless you for being a pain in our sides. Mr. President, he's promised to stop calling you. But on this issue, we'll call you on other issues. And I thank you again from the bottom of my heart for taking a difficult stance.
Thank you.
Oh.
Very much. Okay.
Mr. President, members of the Cabinet,
This is a
thank
big
you so
deal.
much for the opportunity to be here and for your leadership in rescheduling cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3.
This is a really big deal. I wonder what's going to happen to the dispensaries, but they've been trying to pass this law forever. And it took Donald Trump to come into office and get this done. Good job.
This decision will accelerate scientific research and expand what can responsibly be studied. I'm a cancer psychiatrist and medical cannabis researcher at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Over the past decade, federal investment in research has helped transform cancer care. People are living longer than ever before. But cancer care is not only about treating the tumor, it's also about addressing the anxiety, the fear, the stress that can come with a diagnosis, symptoms that can interfere with treatment and make recovery much more difficult. Many medications we use for acute anxiety carry significant risks, particularly in the older adults. That's why we're studying specific natural compounds found in cannabis, including the non-addictive cannabidiol, to understand whether they can safely and effectively help manage anxiety during cancer treatment. Rescheduling allows us to ask these questions rigorously about dosing, about safety, and who may benefit most. This research reflects the best of federal investment, helping people not only live longer, but live better. Thank you, Mr. President, for supporting careful, science-based research that puts patients first.
Thank you. Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
I'll add my vote of thanks, Mr. President. I never really thought this day would come. I met a patient about 20 years ago, a retired professor named Elizabeth, who came to my clinic. She was dying of pancreatic cancer, and she asked me then whether cannabis might help her. And I said no, because that's what I learned in medical school. She reached into her briefcase, took out a 3-inch tall stack of articles, put them down on my desk, and said, "Really, doctor? You should read these. You might learn something." And I did read those articles, every single one, and found a bunch more. And I did learn something. I learned that there actually is some medical benefit to cannabis that I had not anticipated, never heard about in medical school. Second, I learned that there was a lot we don't know. And third, I learned it's really, really, really difficult to do high quality randomized control trials of a substance that's federally illegal. This rescheduling has the potential to change all of that and to rewrite the way that we do research related to cannabis in the United States in 3 ways. First of all, it'll democratize the research process so that all academic institutions can participate in research, not just elite academic medical centers.
Hey, Dr. Mahed.
Patients and researchers access to highly refined, reliable sources of cannabis rather than relying on 1 or 2 sources around the country. And last but not least, it'll let us do the sorts of large-scale randomized controlled trials that we do in oncology and cardiology, not dozens of patients, but hundreds or thousands of patients. That's how we learn. That's how we produce valuable knowledge that's useful in guiding treatment decisions. Mr. President, without you, this never would have been possible. And my patients and I and all of our families are grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I am Dan Wiley, National Commander of the American Legion, representing 1.5 million veterans. We are the biggest, largest veterans organization. We have 2.5 million members of our American Legion family. And I want to start by thanking you for your leadership on this issue. This issue is extremely important to the American Legion, and I want to thank you on behalf of the veterans who are going to benefit from potentially the research regarding this issue. Also want to thank you for your VA Secretary, Secretary Collins, and his work on difficult veterans issues with us this past year. The VA has worked with us on our Be the One mission, which is a mission to fight the epidemic of veteran suicide. Veterans are disproportionately affected by conditions such as PTSD, TBI, depression, and chronic pain. And with this reclassification, it will allow research to be conducted with regard to cannabis. There is anecdotal evidence that cannabis benefits these conditions, and now we'll have an opportunity to see if research does prove that it is effective. And if it is so, then it'll open up a whole new method of treatment for our veterans with regard to this particular issue. And so, again,
Do you guys agree with the reclassification of marijuana? I feel that some of you, answer that question first, won't like Donald Trump no matter what he does. Some of you are just never happy. But do you guys agree with it? Yes or no?
I want to thank you for your leadership and thank you on behalf of the American Legion for this executive order.
Thank you. Such great people
Thank you very much.
that have suffered.
Hi, Alberto.
Suffer a lot less.
Thank you for the mystery gift, Dr.
What-
Manhattan.
Good afternoon.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
I'm Nora Volkov. I'm Director, National Institute of Drug Abuse. And for us, that
Yes,
scheduling
yes.
opens the door to actually be able to accelerate the rate at which we can do research and discovery. And research is crucial in order for us to, for example, understand what may be and for whom the dangers of cannabis. Yes, cannabis can be addictive. And certainly people, adolescents and children may be the most vulnerable. But we cannot close our eyes to research and opportunity that we are hearing from patients that for some of them, cannabis can solve their problem. And so what we need to do is do research, number one, to understand what are those conditions. Number two, in order to be able to optimally learn how to use it. And to understand, number three, who is at danger. And it is knowledge that will allow us to optimally take the benefits that may be behind cannabis, as research shows, but on the other hand, also enable us better to do prevention interventions to protect those that are most vulnerable. So thanks very much.
Great job. Thank you very much. Thank you, Doctor. Bobby, do you have something to say?
I'll just echo, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for your leadership and vision and finally getting to closure on this issue. This is a question, a scientific question that has.
The guys in that room and the women are so brilliant. Just imagine. I mean, I'm really excited about this, and I don't even smoke.
Divided our country for many, many years, and there are valid claims on both sides. On one side, patients and physicians attest that cannabinoids and THC can have miraculous effects on chronic pain, on epilepsy, on PTSD, on chemotherapy-induced nausea. My friend Howard Kessler, without whom we wouldn't be here today, drove this change in the schedule. And he did it because of his own experience in mitigating the impacts of chemotherapy. There's nothing to gain from this. He just saw something that worked for him, that worked for thousands of other Americans, and he wants to make it available to them. On the other side, there are valid claims about the negative impacts, about addiction, about psychosis, about adverse public impacts, and impacts particularly on young people. So we haven't been, the evidence on all of these is anecdotal and it's hypothetical because we have not been able to do scientific studies. There is no standardized dosing. And if you don't have standardized dosing, any study that you do is comparing apples to pears. And we don't know the difference between botanicals and synthetics, and all of these questions we're now going to be able to answer. 5 administrations have promised to act on this issue. The Biden administration promised to do this, and the proposal began during the Biden administration. It got mired down in the chaos and inertia and disorganization of that. And I want to thank President Trump, who made the promise during the 2024 election that he was going to come in and solve this issue, that he was going to take decisive action, and he has kept that promise today. And so thank you for President Trump for your vision. And because of that, we will have answers very soon. This will finally allow us to study this issue and to answer these questions for the American people.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Really, Trump USA one?
A friend of mine, one of the most successful people in the country, came to see me on more than one occasion, actually. And he had some real difficulty about 3.5, 4 years ago. And he went through hell. And during his going through hell, he probably sampled everything you can sample when you're going through that out. And he came to me and said, there's been nothing like this. And we're going to have to take a good, strong look at it. And that's what he asked me to do. And others have likewise said that, many others. I mean, you know, again, it's, I've never been inundated by so many people as I have about this particular reclassification. And I don't know that you have anything to say on it. If you'd like, you could say whatever you
I
like.
just want to help the people 65 and over and make a difference in their lives. And we have machines and talent that could do it, not in 8-year clinical trials, but in a year. We're going to prove that they change the world really in healthcare. So thank you, Mr. President.
And I'm far younger than 65, so this does not pertain to me. Thank you. I don't want it. Okay, I'm not going to be taking it, but a lot of people do want it. A lot of people need it, and thank you, Howard, for really opening a lot of eyes.
Okay, Dr. Manhattan, let's
We'll
see
take
you.
some questions from the press. You can ask the doctor
There's
some
one.
questions, and it's an honor to do this.
I think this is great. What do you guys think? You guys are saying it's too late. It's not, it's never too late, okay, when something's being done, but this is a monumental moment.
That's a good one.
Disgrace, mercy. Okay. Some of y'all being nice. I love it. I do. Look at that.
Thank you very much, everybody. Any questions?
Mr. President,
Yes.
a health-related question on your healthcare plan. You've said you want to make direct payments to Americans, but these Obamacare subsidies are expiring now in a matter of just a few days. More than 20 million Americans are now bracing for their premiums to skyrocket. Are you going to let this happen, or will you intervene?
Yeah, they will skyrocket because it was never any good. I'd like to see the money that is going to the insurance companies by the hundreds of billions of dollars. You know, their stocks are up 1,400%, 1,800%, and 1,624%. Their stocks are up through the roof over a fairly short period of time because they're getting vast amounts of money. I want that money to go to the people directly and let the people buy their own healthcare, and they'll get much better healthcare than they get with the Unaffordable Care Act, as it's known by a lot of people. It is.
I'm glad he's calling out the Unaffordable Care Act because a lot of people can't afford it, and it's a lot more expensive than they like to talk about. So
Virtually unaffordable for people. It's a bad thing. We can have a great thing. Let the money go directly to the people and let them buy their own healthcare.
But this is an urgent
Right.
problem, Mr. President. Is there anything you can do now, Mr. President?
Can I ask you, Mr.
This is
President?
going to be right now, as far as I'm concerned. Go ahead.
We just got data today. We have federal exchanges where people come shopping for the ACA. And the president hasn't heard this yet, but we've talked to the team. The percentage change from last year was down 2.7 to 2.8.
please double tap the screen and subscribe if you like this kind of commentary, if you want to. I'm excited.
Percent, not the massive numbers that have been predicted. And there's many
Is that Dr. Oz?
possible reasons for this, but right now Americans are signing up for these programs despite all the things that have been going on.
I know.
2.8% is a tiny fraction of what many had claimed would happen, and I think it speaks to the fact the American people appreciate
Yes.
this. ACA plans are already subsidized over 80%, so it's a good deal, even if you don't get the extra 15%.
Stop.
It's a great solution to much better healthcare at a much lower cost. Yeah, please.
But do you want Congress to extend these ACA subsidies?
Well, I'd like not to be able to do it. I'd like to get right into this and not ask Oz this question in particular, but I'd like to see us get right into this. I don't know why we have to extend. This could be done rapidly if the Democrats would come along. We have a problem. The insurance companies own the Democrat Party. They own it. And the Democrats having a hard time. They give a lot of money to the Democrats. Very little money to Republicans, by the way. A lot of money to Democrats. And they're going to have to decide, do they want to do the right thing or do they want to be beholden to the insurance companies? They're making a fortune. I want the money to go to the people. Go ahead, Oz. How would you say that?
I agree with the president. We have some ideas out there. Congress is working through some concepts. I just want to emphasize that the ACAs are not exploding based on the data we just received from the federal marketplace.
This can go very quickly, actually. Yes, please.
Mr. President, can I ask you, clarify something for me on the Federal Reserve? How many people are you interviewing for the Fed chairman, and what did you think of Chris Waller?
I think he's great. I mean, he's been a man who's been there a long time, somebody that I was very involved with, sense of his career, and he's a fantastic man. I met him yesterday. Again.
So how many people are you looking at?
We're talking to 3 or 4. I think every one of them would be a good choice, honestly.
Michelle Bowman?
We'll be making a decision pretty
Is
soon.
Michelle Bowman on that list too? Are you going to interview her?
She's fantastic. She's a fantastic person.
Thank you, Mr. President. Some GOP lawmakers have written to you in recent days saying they're concerned this executive order could normalize drug use for youth. How would you respond to that?
You're talking about this particular today? Well, I think I'd let one of the doctors respond to it because they can do it a lot better than me. But I can only tell you that when you see polls of 82% of the people want this, when I have friends that are really, really sick and they've gone through, I guess you could say, unfortunately, I don't want to become too involved in it because I don't want it happening. But these are people that really know what's going on. Very smart people. This is one of the most successful people in the country and a very brilliant guy. And when they go through this horrible ordeal of cancer or other things. And they realize that this is something that makes them feel better without all of the side effects of some of the drugs where you're just totally.
You guys, a lot of people have wanted this for so long. So, but some of your comments in my chat is letting me, our chat is letting me know that no matter what Donald Trump does, you guys are just not gonna like him, and that's just bizarre to me. This is gonna change healthcare in so many ways. It's what people have asked for.
Knocked out of it. But I'd like to have one of the doctors maybe respond because you people do it better than anyone.
I'm happy to respond. I mean, and my answer is we have had cannabis scheduled for how long? And it hasn't protected neither the adolescents nor the adults. We have 20 million people in the United States with a cannabis use disorder. This is not legalizing it. It's making it easier to do research so that we can use it when it is indicated and optimal.
So it's also a big part of this is research. In other words, you'll now have a much larger sample and you'll be able to see if it's as good as many people say it is. And people say it is beyond good, and you'll be able to find that out.
On housing, you talked in your address last night about housing. Are you still considering a national emergency over housing?
I'm looking at it.
What would that look like?
You know, there's two thoughts on housing. You have a lot of people have housing that because we have such a strong time and such a strong market, their houses are very valuable. It's a big part of their net worth, their house. I don't want to knock those numbers down because I want them to continue to have a big value for the house. At the same time, I want to make it possible for young people out there and other people to buy housing. In a way, they're at conflict. In other words, you create a lot of housing all of a sudden, and it drives the housing prices down. So I want to take care of the people that have houses that have a value to the house that they never thought possible, that have sort of made them wealthy and happy, and especially in their later years. Got to be careful with that. I want to keep them up. At the same time, I want to make it possible for people to go buy houses.
Mr. President, you announced the Warriors dividend last night in your primetime speech. Very patriotic, very generous. What was the rationale and thought process? How did you come up with the idea? What made you want to give back to
Well, 1776 was easy to come up with because we were actually in 1775. The number was 1775, and I said, wow, I think we can afford $1 more. But they came up to me, it was $1,775. So I said, well, let's add $1 to it. I think we can find that. And very simple. We've had a military that, in my opinion, by other presidents, was not treated well. They're incredible. They're the finest people. They're protecting us. And because of tariffs, we're taking in billions and billions of dollars more than we ever have before, with no inflation, by the way, with no inflation. You saw the inflation numbers. They just came out today. What great timing. Practically no inflation. And yet we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. And this is small potatoes by comparison, but it's a way of taking care of our warriors, our soldiers. And I appreciate that question, Daniel.
Yeah, Caroline,
it was an easy one.
She just posted on X, her press secretary, that the board members of the Kennedy Center voted unanimously to rename it the Trump Kennedy Center. What is your reaction to that?
Well, I was honored by it. The board is a very distinguished board, most distinguished people in the country. And I was surprised by it. I was honored by it. We're saving the building. We saved the building. The building was in such bad shape, both physically, financially, and every other way. And now it's very solid, very strong. We have something going on television, I guess on the 23rd December. I think it's going to get very big ratings. And the Kennedy Center is really back strongly. It's in very bad shape, very, very bad shape physically. And we're also to get Congress to put up a lot of money and other people to put up a lot of money. We had a lot of donors come in for record-setting numbers. So we saved the Kennedy Center, and I was really... This was brought up by one of the very distinguished board members, and they voted on it. And there's a lot of board members, and they voted unanimously. So I was very honored by it. Thank you.
Mr. President, will you be seeking any?
Let me read a comment from the chat. So I'm sorry, I just see the future of this weed being downgraded like meat, cheese, U.S. foods. but maybe to be a higher quality, like, and I don't know. I guess time will tell.
Authorization from Congress for any land attacks on cartels in Venezuela,
For anyone.
for any land attacks on drug cartels in Venezuela.
I wouldn't mind telling them, but it's not a big deal. I don't have to tell them. It's been proven. But I wouldn't mind at all. I just hope they wouldn't leak it. People leak it. They are politicians and they leak like a sieve.
Oh, we gotta move to
But
Christopher.
I have no problem doing that.
On that, Mr. President.
Yes, please.
Mr. President, there's a meeting this weekend on Ukraine in Florida. What are you hoping will come out of that meeting?
Well, they're getting close to something, but I hope Ukraine moves quickly. I hope Ukraine moves quickly because Russia's there. And, every time they take too much time, then Russia changes their mind. 27,000 soldiers were killed last month. Think of that. What do you think of that, doctors? 27,000, it's like a half a football stadium, were killed in 1 month. And it's that way. It's anywhere between 20 and 30,000, mostly soldiers, also some people from Kiev and other places. But largely, it's the soldiers. They're losing their lives. Nobody's ever said anything like it. It's the worst since World War II. You've heard me say I settled 8 wars, some going on for 35.
How come nobody talks about the 8 wars that he settled, the releasing the hostages in Gaza? But this isn't the stream for that. I just want to talk about the marijuana. It went from it will be from a Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 drug. Okay.
There's one going on for 37, one going on for 32, and 8 wars. And I thought this would be an easier one. This is because of the animosity, the hatred. It's a little bit more difficult than we thought, but there's a chance we can get this done maybe soon. Remember that 25 to 30,000 people being killed a month, young people being killed a month. Steve, let's.
Z Sarah, yes.
New Fed chair, sir. Before the end of the year, what do you think?
Over the next couple of weeks. I mean, I don't know before the end of the year, but pretty soon.
And then to Rocky Mount, North Carolina tomorrow night. Tell us what your message is going to be there, sir.
Say what?
When you go to Rocky Mount, North Carolina tomorrow night, what's your message going to be there?
Well, it's not going to be that much different from what I did last night. I mean, we've had tremendous success. We're bringing prices down. We inherited a mess. And part of what we inherited was the worst inflation in 48 years. I say history, but we had the worst inflation. It drove prices up. And now we're bringing those prices down. But I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about the fact that we secured the border where literally nobody can come into our country illegally anymore. They came in from prisons and mental institutions and drug dealers and, a lot of bad people from all over the world. Venezuela emptied their prisons into our country. We had Tren de Aragua, which supposedly, the doctors don't know this, it's the meanest gang of them all. Okay, doctor? You don't have to know about it. You got other problems. But they let a lot of bad people in here. And so I think I'll be talking about that. I think I'll be talking about the tremendous success we have by sending the National Guard into various cities. And D.C. is the ultimate example.
No, Daniel, this was yesterday, and I meant to sleep. I went to stream yesterday, but I was exhausted, y'all. I was so tired.
To work, and they thank me all the time. People in the White House, they just walk to the White House from 10 blocks away. Before I came into office, they couldn't do that. They were getting badly hurt in many cases, and beyond hurt, killed. So we were losing people. We were losing, on average, a person a week. Can you believe it? More. And now we haven't lost anybody in a long time. I can see.
Anthony said there were blacks that when slavery was over still made their mess with. Anthony, what you mean? Oh, sorry.
The 2 people that got so badly hurt, the National Guard, that's a different city. That was terrorism. And probably terrorism, maybe terrorism because they were unhappy with the tremendous success we've had because they don't want to see this country be successful. But Washington, D.C. now is a safe, beautiful city where the restaurants are booming, the town is booming. People walk to the restaurants with their wife or their children and have a good time. We were losing all the restaurants. We were losing our life in this. We were just, the whole the whole heritage of Washington D.C. was down the drain, and we brought it back, and now everybody's thrilled to be here. It's the hottest. It's a part of the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've become, in 10 months, the hottest country anywhere in the world. And I said,
imagine a geriatric spray painted. Ooh, you guys are being nasty in the chat. Okay, let me. Thank you, Trump. Love you. Okay, I see that comment.
all the time, we're a dead country 1.5 years ago.
Do you expect to meet Prime Minister Netanyahu while you're down at home?
Yeah, he would like to see me. We haven't set it up formally, but he'd like to see me. We've had great success. Peace in the Middle East, aside from everything else. We now have peace in the Middle East. Yeah, he'll probably come to see me in Florida.
Egyptians as well? Are they
I'd love to have him. El Sisi, he's a friend of mine. Yeah, I'd love to have him. Thank you very much, everybody.
You guys, I'm going to continue to cover this.
Press, let's go. Thank you, Press.
Look
Thank
at
you,
them.
Press. Let's go, keep going. Thank you. Thank you, Press.
I love it. Let me see some of y'all comments before I. Where are you guys? There you go. I don't have any mods. I don't have any mods in my chat. Y'all don't spam my chat. Hey Trump, stop using the expired prescriptions. I don't know what you're talking about. America's biggest problems is the liberals and the Dems. Chimpy chimp, it's a lot. Dr. Manhattan, I just look for words that can get my channel flagged. Other than that, okay, Winifred said, no minute. You guys are talking about slaves. You guys feel free to double tap the screen and subscribe. I will be following this marijuana. I will be following this because this is a really big deal. I know a lot of doctors that, and I'm interested to see. I spoke to one already, and he seemed pretty excited about this whole marijuana deal. We got to get to Erica Kirk later because she spoke at Turning Point USA and she is still getting hate. Her and Candace Owens is still going back and forth, and there's a lot going on. Let me get y'all. Yeah, Dr. Manhattan. Now, in my other stream, we'll talk. That's different, but this stream, no. But horizontals, we run it tighter, much tighter. You could just enjoy the stream. The crazy thing, let me get y'all comments. If y'all want me to read something, you can put it in the chat now. The crazy thing is the red states that don't see ICE, and there's a lot of, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. I hear you, Anthony. The Epstein files are Democratic hoax, even though Republicans are the only ones blocking it. If the people wanted the Epstein files put out, they should have done it when Biden was in office. Okay, I'm not sure what you guys are looking for there. Anthony, I wish that I had more time to read what you were fully saying because I want to know the context of what you're talking about. Trump is way too crazy. Either, why do you keep putting that in the chat? Why? We heard you the first time. Anyways, this is a big deal. You better get marijuana from doctor's offices now. It's going to be scheduled the same way that Norco is scheduled. So it'll still be a controlled substance. But I wonder if this will put dispensaries out of business. Maybe they want to take the money from the dispensaries and put it in the government. I don't know. All I know is it's about time. I don't feel that marijuana ever should have been classified as a Schedule I drug because that's what heroin is scheduled as, a Schedule I drug. And I don't feel that marijuana is as dangerous as heroin. And if you guys disagree with me, you can let me know now, because I got about 5 minutes with y'all. Republican Tea Room, you got a channel? I like your name. Republic Tea Room. From your profile, let me know if you have a channel. Stop, my dog is. Trump is way too crazy. Let me go ahead and time you out because you keep putting that same comment in my chat and I'm tired of reading it. Well, hang on, you guys. They were still investigating them during the Biden time, but they could have put it out during the Biden times, Sarah, but they chose not to. So interesting that people want to push the Epstein files now, but I'm not even talking about Epstein. And I wonder why every time I fire up a stream, you guys talk about Epstein. I'm talking about marijuana. You guys have been asking me to talk about marijuana for years, and now I am. And you guys want to talk about the Epstein files. Why didn't you talk about it as much during the Biden administration? I don't know. From a medical point of view, marijuana and opioids are fine if used appropriately. Yes, but there is that addictive aspect of it that you can't neglect. Sorry, misunderstood. Susta. That's okay, Winifred. The man is a crook. I'm not asking you to like Donald Trump. I'm simply asking you guys if you agree that marijuana should be a Schedule 3 drug. That's what I'm asking you. I didn't say if you guys like Donald Trump or not like Donald Trump. I'm not here to push Donald Trump on you. I'm actually wearing blue today. Yes, what about slavery? Who's talking about slavery? We're blessed to have an amazing president. Okay. Donald Trump has done a lot. Freeing the hostages in Gaza, so you have them happy. He's going around trying to promote peace. He's protecting our borders. And no matter what you guys say in my chat, this is what the American people have voted for, and this is what they've gotten. So he's doing what he said he was going to do, and it's really no surprises because this was what he spoke about during his campaign. Now, as far as this executive order goes, if I heard the video correctly, we should see this take place in April. While YouTube feeling like TikTok. Okay, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Are we still friends out there? Girl, you are delusional. You are simply delusional. Kathy, delusional how? Delusional how? When we speak about marijuana, I have done a lot of streams on marijuana. Some of you in my chat have been there. And a lot of you have said that you do not feel that marijuana should be a Schedule 1 drug. There have been politicians that spoke about marijuana trying to get it reclassified. A lot of people have. People wanted to legalize cannabis. And now it'll be legal on a federal level, not just state level. I live in California, right? Where you can get it for recreational purposes as long as you're over 18. And I don't know. Trump is the worst president. I'm all blue. Blue eyes. I'm in San Francisco. Okay, make San Francisco great again. My uncle was born in the 20s. He said when he was 15 or younger, they were locking up blacks. Exactly, Anthony. So you should definitely be on board with this, right? A waste of energy. Okay, Trump broke the law again today. Kevin, how? You guys told so many lies on Donald Trump. Like, this isn't even about if you like the president or not. Not everything is about if you like the president. You know, even when Biden, oh Lord, Obama was in office and we had Democrats in office, Republicans still supported them. We were respectful to the commander-in-chief, and it is what it is. Are you guys going to cry for the next 3 years about what Donald Trump is doing? I don't see how anybody can really disagree with this, okay? Black screen. I'm still blaming Obama. Okay, it's a lot. We're going to have to talk about it later. Are we still friends? He will go down as the worst in history. Just wait. I don't think he will make San Francisco great again. I have a lot of doubt about that. I don't know if I like that. I'm going to remove that comment. I don't know. Can I get a relevant comment in the chat? Something about what I'm actually talking about? Respectful to the commander-in-chief when the same person doesn't respect other people. Okay, I guess I asked. Trump still okay. All right. Here we go. There's nothing wrong with marijuana. It's like people in the U.S. blend it with like okay, you guys. Well, listen. I loved hanging out with you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm praying for our country. Let's make America great. I'm not going to say it again because apparently that's controversial. I'm excited to see this. Now, there's a lot of other things that's going on. Like we have what happened with the Reiners that I'm following. There's just a lot of things going on in this country. So just stay prayed up. Stay safe. See, Sarah, you agree with something Winifred said? Oh, yeah. Trump pardoned cop beaters. Kelvin, I didn't hear about that. But if that happened, then I would love to. Yeah, I haven't heard about that yet. Okay. I don't know. All right, you guys, I'm going to run. Please double tap the screen if you haven't. Subscribe if you have not. And I will try to come back later. If I do not make it back tonight, I will be back tomorrow. Bye-bye. It needs to be monitored just like alcohol. It will be if it's a Schedule 3 because it'll be controlled substance, Michael. So I absolutely agree with that. Y'all, I'm kind of tired today. I'm so uninformed. How can you make that judgment when we're just barely meeting, Kelvin? So that tells me that a lot of you just make judgment without the information. So I'm just going to have to take that with like a grain of salt. See, Sarah, yeah, I'm out of here. Bye, you guys. Thank you for hanging out.